Glad to welcome you to the CoinPost channel. Bitcoin is back below $40,000 at the time of making the video, which is quite disappointing. Many people are now frustrated and don't understand what's happening. Guys, we've been in the cryptocurrency market since 2017, and trust me, we can say with certainty that you need a little distraction in such situations. So today, while the whole market is stagnating, I suggest we learn about Bitcoin and dispel some popular myths about it. In times like this, you need to study the technology better and, if necessary, update your knowledge of it so that your faith remains stronger than some asset's price. I'm gonna explain everything in detail next. Be sure to watch this video until the end, give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. Besides Bitcoin, crypto and finance, we also often talk about different promising projects and ways to earn money. Enjoy watching the video. The first and biggest myth, in my opinion, is that Bitcoin is a giant pyramid scheme. But the thing is, you have to figure out, what do you consider a pyramid? How do you define the term for yourself? Because almost everything in our world can be called a pyramid. In a way, banks can also be considered a pyramid, as practically all of them don't keep your money, but only give it to other people to make money. If you add a financial crisis or an emergency to the situation, the pyramid immediately drops down, since all the people won't be able to collect their investments at the same time. Or why do you think some banks sometimes go bankrupt? Besides, the technology should not be confused with various projects on the internet that may accept Bitcoin as deposits and are pyramid schemes. You should blame those who were able to defraud you, not the technology. After all, it has nothing to do with it. Also, you shouldn't see cryptocurrencies as only profits. Such narrow thinking says a lot about a person. But first and foremost, Bitcoin is a new technology and a means of payment. Every transaction is part of one massive system, and all of this has nothing to do with a pyramid scheme. No one owns the entire blockchain. And if you are of the same opinion, you should learn about this technology more. The next myth is that 21 million coins are not enough for all the mankind needs. And right away I can say, without even thinking about the answer, that this is a mistake. You forget that one Bitcoin represents 100 million units. 21 million coins is a little more than 2 quadrillion units. Most of the world's population cannot realize how significant this number is. However, it's assumed that around the year 2140, there will be a fraction of the coins in circulation when the last Bitcoin is mined. So you definitely don't have to worry about that. Guys, in a few seconds I'll tell you about the most common myth about Bitcoin. In the meantime, give this video a thumbs up and check if you're subscribed to the CoinPost channel. That way I can tell you really enjoy my videos. Myth number 3 is Bitcoin has no value and is not backed by anything. If a certain amount of money and energy has been spent to produce a product, it has some value. You pay for that product, don't you? The same is true for Bitcoin. If electricity or computing power was expended to generate it, that already gives the coin value. But the absolute truth is that nothing is secured, including government currencies or gold. For example, the value of classical monetary units lies in several factors. And one of them is the confidence before the central bank that it will fulfill its obligations. But defaults of states, that is, when they refuse to pay their public debt, have occurred even in big economies. In people's eyes, gold has had value in and of itself for thousands of years and doesn't require collateral. The situation with Bitcoin is similar. It's only secured by how valuable it is to people who are willing to accept it as an exchange value. The general law of supply and demand is at work here. The main factor that determines the Bitcoin value is its distribution and use in economies worldwide. Bitcoin's value is only based on how valuable they are to people. The higher the price, the more people will try to mine them, increasing the difficulty of generation and making them even harder to mine. Another fundamentally wrong myth is that Bitcoin is only used for criminal purposes. Because some Bitcoin critics are constantly trying to create a negative information background around this technology. Most inexperienced people think that criminals need this currency to launder their money or hide their financial activities. But no one took into account the fact that all freely available transactions can be viewed on the blockchain, from which nothing can be deleted or changed. In the past, when cryptosphere was just beginning to develop, the percentage of transactions involved in criminal activity was indeed extremely high. However, every year, this sphere becomes more and more regulated. Now it's often easier for criminals to use cash than bitcoins. Bitcoin has long ceased to be a means of payment for a narrow circle of people. In 2019, data from Chain Analysis and the UN Office on Drugs and Crime were published. For every dollar in Bitcoin spent on the darknet, $800 is laundered through the fiat money. Now the first cryptocurrency is bought by public companies such as MicroStrategy, Tesla, and Square. And that's not the whole list. The opinion is that Bitcoin interests only criminals are debunked because major American banks such as Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, and others offer their clients the opportunity to work with cryptocurrency. This indicates a high demand for digital money, primarily as a speculative product and as means to preserve value. And the last myth is that Bitcoin doesn't solve the problems of fiat currencies and gold. And as always, this is not entirely true. When it comes to gold, banks or companies that have large quantities of it would need an equally gigantic facility. And this is an additional expense. Besides, gold has difficulty moving around. You will need to hire entire vehicles that will have to be responsible for transporting your fortune carefully and safely. And if the gold bar gets slightly scratched, its price will significantly drop if you want to sell it afterwards. In the meantime, Bitcoin is easy to move, store, check, or crush into tiny pieces. You can easily send all your wealth to your other wallet without worrying about its safety on the road. If we talk about fiat money, it's centralized, because it's controlled by some authority and can be withdrawn. I personally had a case where the bank froze my credit card, and after 3 days of correspondence and providing all the necessary documents, I still got access to my money. It was super unpleasant and time-consuming. Bitcoin cannot be printed, and its supply limit has only stood at 21 million coins. This is not the case with the fiat system. It's also decentralized, meaning no one can manage this asset or freeze it. And another big plus is that it's not based on debt. Guys, and that's all I have for today. If you want to constantly evolve in the field of cryptocurrency, subscribe to our channel and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Your Coin Post.